Alright, in this video, I was going to talk a little bit about trying to live from the inside out, maybe slowing down and relaxing into the moment because society always makes us feel like we're in a hurry, like we have to get so much done every day, and sometimes that leaves us in a frantic state, so we're not able to concentrate enough and focus on what we're doing in that moment. So I think we need to kind of more or less like slow down sometimes and just be in that moment and see what happens instead of worrying so much about what we need to get done, what's going on everywhere else. Now, again, that stuff's important too, and we do have to get stuff done. But I feel like when we can focus more on our inside and be in the present moment, then we can actually get more done. Because that, or maybe we will get more of the quality of work done. Let me see here. I wrote focus on presence, not productivity, because presence will increase creativity, which in turn will increase productivity. Productivity without presence may not be as valuable. So, if you are trying to be in a hurry so much, I need to get all this done, and then your mind's all frantic, you might not be able to get into that good creative state. So you might miss something, or you might not think of something because your mind's going so fast that it don't know what to do. I feel like if we slow down, take some deep breaths, be in this moment, then our brains can process what's going on a little bit better and it's not in a frantic state. And then we're able to find more stuff at a different level. Because it's almost like when you look at brain waves, like I've talked about before, the beta's really fast, alpha's really slow. And they say that the slow ones are the more creative brain waves. So why not try to get ourselves into that state and then we'll be more creative? So and then living from the inside out is like living from what's in your heart, what's in your soul, like what you're passionate about, like just what makes you tick, what bring like a lot. I've been hearing a lot of people say lately, like what excites you, what brings you more joy, what are you passionate about? Because like I know for me, like lately I support women's sports and I support women, and it like upsets me sometimes when I don't see them getting what they deserve. So for me, I'm like, well, that's kind of what I'm passionate about. Maybe I need to get involved. But I haven't yet, but maybe I will in the future. But I do promote more. I will watch more women's sports uh, and stuff like that. So, and I do plan on going to some sporting events in the future too. So, but anyway, so that's kind of like inside my soul, not because other people are telling me. I've always been that way. It just wasn't expressed like it is now these days, which is awesome. But anyway, so let's see. There was that. Okay. And also sometimes the outside world, it's almost like we're advertised so much. Like there's so much information going on these days with social media, the internet. Just there's so much going on that we always have so much stuff coming into our brains, and we have to kind of like focus on what we can focus on in the moment instead of it's like we have too much information, so we have to kind of like box it down into what's important. And sometimes it's hard to do because I'm sure there's somebody out there just like me who all of a sudden you get on the internet and next thing you know, an hour later, you're like, wow, it's just on Facebook for an hour and it's gone. Nothing wrong with going on Facebook, but I mean, I've done it sometimes where I'm like, wow, 2 hours just went by and it didn't even seem like it. And all I did was just scroll through everything. So instead, like cut that down to like a half hour or an hour or do something like that. So try to like cut down on so much outside information because and that's why I'm really big on meditating because that brings awareness to our inside world, like our body and what's going on the inside, and it helps us process things better and it helps slow us down helps us think better, helps us focus, slows down the stress release hormone cortisol, helps us not be in the fight or flight so much. So it helps you, I mean, it lowers your blood pressure and heart rate too if you do it enough. I mean, it's not going to happen if you only meditate like once or twice a week or, once a month or one time. But if you have a regular practice, you will notice that your heart rate and blood pressure will go down, cortisol release will go down. That's just some of the physiological responses of meditation. So that's why I think slowing yourself down is a good thing to do, and then being in the present moment, and then kind of just because I feel like if we just open it up and slow ourselves down, then we can allow energy to kind of just flow through us, which is kind of what I try to do in my videos sometimes. Is I try to be here, try to relax, and then just try to come up with an idea and then just see what comes through me. Like Wayne Dyer used to always say, I don't write the books. There's a force outside of himself that would come through him. He was just the vessel to produce the books. And I mean, he didn't always think that way in the beginning, but towards the end, at some point in his career, he shifted to that. So it can't, it kind of just made me think about it sometimes too. Like if I'm really nervous when I'm doing a video, then I'm not as like calm or relaxed, or just stuff doesn't flow as good. And I've noticed in a couple of my good videos, I've focused on just being relaxed, calm, and just being me. I mean, this is me. And that's what I feel like everybody has something inside them that wants to come out. And if we can slow down the outside noise of the stuff that's going around us in the world and all this stuff we should be doing, shouldn't be doing, have to be doing, the 800 things they want us to do in 16 hours a day. I mean, obviously, some people don't sleep 8 hours, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much we have to get done every day. And it's like, I'm not saying don't be productive and don't have a desire or a focus to get as much done as you can every day. What I'm saying is don't be so stressed out while you're doing it and feel like you have to get everything you want to get done every day. If you don't, well then it gives you something to do tomorrow, and just not stress about it as much as, you know, it drives us nuts. It drives me nuts sometimes, because you feel like there's not enough hour in the day. I mean, and sometimes maybe you gotta focus on what you need to get done. I mean, I'm not always productive every day. There's stuff I could be doing that I don't. But there's also stuff to where, well, like when I'm driving, I know it's going to take me time to get wherever I got to go. So I try to enjoy the scenery and enjoy the moment, listen to the music, and just I'm going to get there when I get there. I'm not always in a gigantic hurry, because then sometimes that causes accidents, causes madness, causes road rage. So there's things about being in a hurry that just aren't good. So I feel like if we can just uh, learn to kind of slow it down a little bit, enjoy every moment in that moment, and just, you know, see what happens, and try to focus on just being yourself. And, you never know what's going to happen. And yeah.